Alright, so in this video we're going to start off by looking at different data types in Python, and then we're going to go on to comparison operators, logical operators, and then finally we'll look at if statements. Alright, if the video looks like it's getting a little bit too long, I'll cut it short and we'll make an if statement in a separate video, but we'll see how the time goes and we'll make that decision later. Alright then, so first of all, let's have a look at data types. So there's different types of data in Python. Depending on what type of data you have, depends what Python's going to do with it. And some types of data you can't do things. Alright, so for example, you can't do mathematics with a word. And Python will really struggle to do this. And if you try to do mathematics with a word, you're going to get an error. So let's have a look at some. So first of all, we have, if I just comment here, we do have integers. Alright, often called ints in programming. Now, if I make a number and I just put equals and I just put a whole number, which is an integer, Python is quite clever and it will work out that I just want to make an integer because there's no decimal in there and there's no speech marks. In the same note, if I write a decimal, so if I say I want my decimal to be equal to 6.8, Python can work out that I want that decimal to be 6.8. Okay, and if I do a string and I say string is equal to hello, it works out that I want that to be a string because it sees you can see how string is a keyword, and I've put it as a variable name and it lit up there because you can't actually have a keyword as a variable name. So I have to call it string. So I've got these here and I've made an integer of 78, a decimal of 6.8, a string of hello. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit, so it's quite obvious that this is not an integer and I don't want to do maths with it. But what if I do something like this? Num1 is equal to, and I put 2. Okay, and then I put num2 is equal to, and I put 3. And then let's try and print this. So I want to print num1 plus num2. Right, so when I print this and I'm adding them together, it's clear that I can't do maths with these because they're a string. So let's see what happens when I do this. So I'm going to run this program and save it into my Python program document. Oh, give it a name. So if I run this, you'll see over here, it's giving me the answer or an output of 2, 3. Okay, so it's literally joined together the 2 and the 3. Okay, now if I was to do num3 is equal to 2 and num4 is equal to 3, and then I print these added together, num3 plus num4, and I run this, you should see the difference. Right, so you can see the first one's printed out 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, but the second one is just added them together. Right, literally joined them together because they're strings. All right, so and then again I can also do, if I do num5 is equal to 2.0 and num6 is equal to 3.0, and then I print these out, num5 plus num6, and then if I run this and print them out, you'll see again three very different outcomes. All right, so the first one has literally added two integers together like I'd expect. The second one has just joined them together because they're strings. And the third one has kind of given me the same as the first one, but it's made it into a decimal. All right. And as far as a computer is concerned and a program language is concerned, the decimal and the integers are two very different things. Okay. So just something to bear in mind when you're working with your programs, especially when you're using inputs and things like that. If you want to do maths, you need to use integers or floats. All right. If you want to do maths with just whole numbers, you need to use integers. If you've got decimals, you need to use floats. All right. Just something to think about while you're writing your programs. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of the data type bit now, so we've got more space, and it doesn't get a little bit too confusing. So now I just want to have a look at the comparison operators. So we can put these in. Actually, we'll go over to the idle to do this, I think, because we can compare things. So if I say 2 is equal to 2 and I press enter, you'll say I get true, because 2 is equal to 2. If I was to say 2 and then put exclamation point equals and then say 3 and I press enter, I will get true again, because the exclamation point equals means not equal to. So if I say 2 is not equal to 2, oh, forgot my equals there, it should say false because 2 is equal to 2. There you go. Okay, so when we are working with our programs, we can use these type of operators to make things, to compare things. All right, so if I say is 2 greater than 3, I should get false. Or if I say is 3 smaller than 2, I should get false. All right. Or if I say is 3 greater than 2, I'll get true. Or if I say is 2 less than 3, I should get true. Okay, so let's just put these in some comments over here so we can refer to them later on. All right, so if I want double equals, this means equal to. Okay, exclamation point equals, remember the hash is just for comments, all right, that's so the computer doesn't read it. So if I put exclamation point equals, it means not equal to. If I write, this will be less than, and this will be greater than. And if I want less than or equal to, and then in the same note, this would be greater than or equal to. Alright, so we'll just keep these up here, and then when we're looking at our if statements, they will be of great help. So when we're looking at logical operators, we're basically talking about if something is and if something is or, if something is not, to a lesser degree than not, but mainly we'll keep not out for now, and we'll just go with and all. All right, so I'm not going to talk too much about these now, but we will come across them. And it's normally if you want to compare to see if two things have to happen, you would use and, or if several things have to happen. And if you have two things and you just need one of them to happen, or you have several things and you just need one of them to happen, you can use the or. Okay, and if I just go down to the new line here, if I write and I write or, you can see they light up different colors because they are special words in Python. All right then, let me just check the time. I don't want to make the video too long for you. I think we'll leave this here now, and we will make a new video just for AND statements, for if statements, so it's not too long. All right.